of speeches, step into the spotlight. Stepping into the spotlight, Bennett Mendes.
Thank you. Before I start, let me say what a joy and a pleasure it is to be part of a group that is dynamic, diverse, fun-loving, and have come together to improve their speaking and leadership skills, and to coach and mentor others to do the same as well. I strongly believe that each and every one of you deserve a loud round of applause to the Mandarin Toastmasters Club. Let's have it. Step into the spotlight. You know, I come from a Portuguese villa in India, in rural India. A beautiful place. Nice trees, gardens and flowers. But there was one thing missing. There was no light, no electricity. People got up at the crack of dawn. They made maximum use of the daylight. And when the night came, they got ready to go to bed. If you had to do anything at night, you had these kerosene lamps that you lit, and you read the book in the flickering flames. And I remember Christmas time, when we would go out Christmas caroling. It was warm, so we just walked out. Because the village was so dark, the sky shone brightly with stars, thousands of stars. And somebody would get a mule, and somebody would get lanterns, and we'd walk along the village pathway, singing as loud as we could and spreading the joy. Quite a far cry from when I came to Canada. I remember the first impression when we drove from the airport to our home in North York on the 401. Lights, lights, lights all over the highway. As a teenager, I was so impressed. I was fascinated by this place. But I was a very shy teenager. I remember when I came here, just to speak to a teller or a receptionist, I had to muster up the courage to do so. And of course, we had that communication gap, although we spoke English. For example, I'd go to a restaurant or to a fast food place and order a hamburger. And the guy would say, "What would you like after that?" And I'd say, "I'll have some chips." He said, "I'm sorry if you don't have chips." And I said, "What is that?" He said, "Those are French fries." And I'm saying, "Are these imported from France?" I said, "No, that's what I meant. That's what I'll have. French fries." Or another case, when I went to the LCBO first time, I go up to the guy and says, "I'd like a case of beer." And the guy looks at me and says, "What kind?" And I'm struck aback by this question. What kind? How do I answer this? Back where I came from, you have two choices. Beer or no beer. And I remember the guy behind me standing in line, he said, "Molten golden." I said, "Yeah, molten golden. What do I care? As long as it's beer." So anyways, I have lots of stories like that, but moving along, I had to get my occupation. And I was very shy of people. So I decided to choose something where I don't have to deal with a lot of people. And I chose computers. Me and the computer, and I shut out the rest of the world. And I did that for a long time, 30 years. And now I'm beginning to explore my surroundings. And I came across a small little card in a bulletin board that said, "Markham Sweet Talkers, join us for an evening." I said, "What is this Markham Sweet Talkers?" So I do what everybody else does, get on the net and Google it. Oh, part of a Toastmasters club. Okay, this sounds interesting. So I checked the one that would best fit my schedule, Tuesdays, and I called up the Vice President of Membership, Eric Chan, and he gave me all the details. "Why don't you come over on Tuesday?" he said. All right, so I was going to come on Tuesday. Then I get a second call from him saying, he can't make it for the meeting. So please speak to the Sergeant at Arms. Now I'm petrified. I'm going to enter a room full of strangers, not knowing a single person. And the Sergeant at Arms, I had this impression of a big, hefty guy with a beard and a spear guarding the entrance. So when I came in for my first meeting and asked to speak to the Sergeant of Arms, they pointed me out to Rosie and Mike. Sweet Rosie with the smile and Mike with the personality. Oh my gosh. I decided to join after 2 meetings. Now I had to work on my first speech, the icebreaker. And I had one big decision to make. The theme for the evening was culture. And I wanted to show the various cultural backgrounds I come from. So the decision I had to make, should I wear this colorful shirt that would depict my various cultural background or play it safe? I decided to go for it. Come to think of it, that's a decision I have to make today, being the festive season. Oh, what the heck? Anyways, I did my first speech. When you do your first speech, it's such a sigh of relief. It's like now you have arrived. Now you're a member. And, you know, for some reason, I don't know why, I always thought that a Toastmaster had to be somebody who did a speech that had something additional, something special from the non-Toastmasters. So one thing I always do is include the word of the week in your speech. It's not very difficult to do, so as soon as the word of the week is mentioned, I quickly race through my speech and find a place to put it in there. The other thing is humor. Every time, no matter what the topic is, include a joke. Because when the people react, you know you're getting response, they're not falling asleep. And thirdly, do without paper or notes. Why can't we do that? If you look at other entertainers like singers and comedians, they do that. A singer has to know his lines, has to know the lyrics, has to smile and maybe do a little bit of a dance. So why can't we? Why can't we be speech performers? Let me illustrate. One of my favorite singers is Andre Bocelli. So let's see if I can do Andre Bocelli. Bésame mucho. Oh, sorry. I can't do Andre right now. Let's make it a little bit easier. Another favorite singer of mine is Engelbert Humperdinck. Let's see if I can do Engelbert Humperdinck. Sleigh bells ride, are you listening? In the land, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. I can't sing. Let me try this now. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, most welcome guests. Aha, I can do this. I'm not very good at singing. I cannot dance, I cannot act, but I can speak. We can all speak. So why don't we do this to the best of our abilities? Last year, at a holiday dinner for the Markham Toastmasters Club at the Sheridan Center, I happened to be seated opposite a very nice gentleman, very amicable, convenient, jolly fellow. His name was Alan Ho. Alan Ho, I don't believe even did his first speech, but this year he ran for council office, he had his billboards all over the place, and he won. So those of you who are afraid of table topics, Alan Ho was responding to newscasters' questions, even though English was not his first language. And another gentleman I admire so much is not far from us in Brampton, Russell Peters, the comedian. Those of us who are afraid to speak in front of 40 people, Russell Peters is speaking in front of 40,000 people at the Air Canada Centre. And last, of course, is a person who's mastered the art of communication, connection. She's done so well, she's built it to a multi-million-dollar empire, Oprah Winfrey. So fellow Toastmasters, why can't we be celebrities? Why can't we be stars? Why can't we shine? You know, we go to work, you work hard, you come home, you do all the mundane tasks, shopping and all of that. When are you going to be a star? Well, when you attend your Toastmasters meeting, that's when you're given your 5 to 7 minutes of fame and publicity. When you serve on the head table, that's your time to shine. Picture this, a giant billboard that says, now performing at Markham Village Library, Christine, Ronaldo, Zenyor, head table by Mike, Andrew, Petru, Eric. Every event should be a star-studded event. Today Markham, tomorrow Hollywood. You know, I sense a lot of people are holding back. They're like Clark Kent from the Superman series. I said to them, rip open your Clark Kent shirt, step out of your comfort zone, step onto the stage, step onto the spotlight, and be a star. Thank you.
Thank you, Bennett. To acknowledge his accomplishment, the tradition is to present him with the CC ribbon.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I hope you're all